Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for the first time in 2020 to the Parkwood Sharks Rugby League Club for what is set to be an explosive start to this game between the Parkwood Sharks and Coolangatta Rugby League. And what a start we're off to. Big James Hoff taking the first hit up. And here comes Tane Roberts making good meters. My name is Tanira Nathan, your commentator field side today. Looking forward to bringing you once again what is guaranteed to be an action-packed game of rugby league here on the Gold Coast. Huge thanks to the Parkwood Sharks Rugby League Club for putting on such a spectacle here today as Coolangatta finding possession. Kick is out on the full. And a good start for Coolangatta here today at Parkwood Sharks. The defending premiers looking to make a statement here this afternoon, our last game of the evening. And as we go through the team list for the Parkwood Sharks, number 1, Eli Morgan. Number 2, Ho Ora Paul. Number 3, brother of Eli, Ephraim Morgan, and the vice-captain today, Travis Blair, lining up in the centres at number 4. As we move to the spine, or should I say the wing, we've got Harrison Lewis. And number 6, we have Dane Lee Mark, accompanied by Coolangatta. You've seen him already. Moving into the forwards, James Hoff took the first hit up. He's no worse for wear after that, nonetheless. Tupua Sua lining up in the hooker to finish off the spine. Tane Roberts in the front row. And as we move to the back row, we've got Jesse Richards, joins Jay Triandos, or should I say Jaron Morgan, in the second row. And the men they call Penny, locking in at number 13. And on the bench, Dylan, Brenton, Manu, Axel Navarro, and Blake. As we see, Penny takes the first hit up. Eli Morgan finds his brother Jay. Jay returning from an ankle injury this week. He looks to be okay. And that's number 2. Roberts on the inside. That's his third carry for the day, getting through a ton of work here in the early minutes of this game. Sua finds Ta'ala. Hoff. Great yards for Hoff as he ends up on his front rather. Caught on the full. Coolangatta, great defence. And just remember, this is the Parkwood Sharks' second game of the season. They come into this game with a record of 1 win, 1 draw, and ironically that draw was against this Coolangatta team, who seems to be posing a few threats early in this game. Big defence there led by Roberts. He had a great game last week and he's back for more. Eli Morgan. Remember the name, ladies and gentlemen, Eli Morgan, rather. A name to be remembered. As his brother Jaron Morgan looks for yards up the middle. Great run for Jaron, his second carry of the day. Sua for Richards. Richards will cut back inside. And he plays the ball just before the 10 metre on the third. Danley finds Penny. Penny busts one. Fourth tackle. And Ephraim Morgan here. Ephraim Morgan got what he wished. He was pleading for interference. He got it. Penalty to Parkwood. Just outside the 30-metre line as Ephraim calls for more energy. And Richards now. Big contact as he takes the first just outside the 20-metre mark. And big James Hoff gets it offload away to Sua, who loses it just before the line. And we'll have a scrum 5 metres out from the Coolangatta try line. Huge thanks to our sponsors today here at the Parkwood Sharks. Unfortunately, I don't know who our sponsors are today, but huge thanks to them. A big crowd in attendance here today, and I think as the players would be, we're just grateful to be here this afternoon. A beautiful afternoon here on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. as the Coolangatta backs look to exit here. Great defence there by Brenton, jamming in from the wing. And apologies, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Blair is not number 4. However, it is Brenton Schneider. Coming in on late notice and an offside call. Gives Coolangatta a break here early in the first half. Parky. Yeah, I'm registered here.
Sorry? Rubbish.
As Coolangatta looked across the halfway mark for the first time this evening. Number 10 taken in a good grappling tackle by Jay Triandos. Big contact there by Jesse Richards and Tane Roberts, and they forced a mistake there. And that's a big moment for the Parkwood Sharks. Joining me in the booth today is none other than Billy Potu, a stalwart of Monday night and Saturday morning touch. And for every piece of footage you see, there is a man behind the camera. Huge thanks to Billy Potu as well for filming our game today and giving us the privilege of enjoying this game live and also later. That looked like it slipped out of the hands of Kupi Ta'ala. Soon to be a father is Kupi. Eli Morgan will take the first just before the 10-metre mark. And here's Ephraim Morgan looking for work. Just a bit of a bobble there. Gives Coolangatta possession just outside their 40-metre mark. Jared Morgan up quick off the line. Him and Ta'ala. Good contact there on the second tackle. Coolangatta pleading for a high tackle. Referee says it's fine, play on. Ephraim Morgan feeling the heat of this game, and he wants some more as he goes after the number 11. That one was high, though. And I tell you what, at number 3, Ephraim Morgan, not a man yet, as he would request, running straight. I wouldn't recommend it. Would not recommend at all running straight at Ephraim Morgan. A very valuable player of last year's grand final win. Kupi Ta'ala, the man of the match in last year's DMC grand final win over the Madrabar Redbacks. Is Coolangatta probing now. And they're within 5 metres of the Parkwood try line. Coolangatta have numbers right. Good defence there by Ta'ala and Sua. Big defence there by the lock. And Penny Smith not happy with that. As Coolangatta managed to draw a penalty, they'll go again. More big defence by Penny. He's having a big game at lock. James Hoff involved in that tackle as well. Coolangatta looking for points here. Great defence again there by Jesse Richards. He's getting through a ton of work here. In the early minutes of the first half, as Coolangatta looks to go wide, Brenton looks to have it covered, does he? We may have to go upstairs here. Well, referee Paul McGregor happy with that effort there from Coolangatta as they take the lead here early in the first half. 4-0. And I have to apologise to Penny. His last name is not Smith. It is indeed Penny Weber. Huge thanks to Facebook for clearing that up for me. And the Parkwood Sharks, a little bit disorganised at the moment. A few errors early on in these early minutes of the first half. Not doing them any favours, however, we have seen them fight themselves out of situations like these. No doubt today will be no different. Conversion successful as Coolangatta take the lead 6-0 here at the Shark Tank. A beautiful day and the first home game of 2020 for the Parkwood Sharks as they trail by 6 points. Once again, a huge thank you to our sponsors and to those that have turned up today, friends, family, those involved, volunteers especially. 2020 has not been what we expected, however, we have pulled together during these trying times to make this happen today. Tapua getting us started once again with a restart, and here comes Coolangatta. Lined up there by a big shot by Jaron Morgan. However, I'm not sure if there were any arms in that tackle. Nonetheless, we do play on. And he's involved again. Jesse Richard low, Penny Webber high for tackle number 2. Jaron Morgan again, third tackle in this set, and it is tackle number 3, James Hoffett marker. And that is Jaron Morgan's 4th tackle of this set as they make a 4th. Getting through a ton of work is the man they call Jay Triandos. Five and last here. Coolangatta looking for possession. They go high. And an uncharacteristic mistake there by Brenton Schneider. Unfortunately, a knock-on gives Coolangatta prime possession here in the Parkwood half.
Go, Axel.
As Coolangatta come left, Ephraim Morgan, big contact there as he ends up on top, and that's a great tackle by Ephraim Morgan, and he'll feel that one in the morning. As we move to the third tackle, Tane Roberts, bodies in front. Coolangatta looking for their second try of the half. And it appears that Coolangatta have indeed scored their second try of the evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put that down to hard work and determination, because the Parkwood defence has been good earlier on in the minutes. But once again, it's those crucial errors of the game that are costing them at this stage. Nonetheless, full credit to Coolangatta. A well-deserved try takes them 10 points to 0. Conversion successful. Coolangatta 12, Parkwood Sharks yet to score. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about big names. I mean, from start to finish, Parkwood Sharks are not short. Eli Morgan, like I said, remember the name, taking the field with his two brothers, Ephraim and Jarom. This afternoon, Kupi Ta'ala returning from his man of the match performance last year in the grand final against the Mudgeerbar Redbacks. Brenton Schneider, Jesse Richards making his comeback to rugby league this year. And the Parkwood Sharks forcing a mistake. And this is just what they needed at this point. They need to make this mistake worth it. And that's off the back of big defence from the Parky Sharkies. And ladies and gentlemen, you are not mistaken, but number 23, the man they call Blake, all the way from Monday Night Touch, making his debut for the Parkwood Sharks this evening. And it looks like he's going to be playing. No, he's not playing hooker. In fact, I'm not too sure even he knows where he's playing. Nonetheless, look for him to get through a ton of work today. Sewer, looking for the line, doesn't find it. Third tackle. Navarro finds Mark. Mark cutting back in. Big contact up top there from the Coolangatta defence. They do have numbers right, do the Sharkies. They're up quick. Not the best pass, and Blakey's taken there in a very physical tackle on the first. In his first tackle in rugby league, they come right. Triandos finds Morgan, cuts back in. He's looking for the line. He finds the offload. And unfortunately, Parkwood Sharks have lost the ball just right before the line. Well, you need to make the most of those opportunities. Nonetheless, we will have a turnover here, and it looks as if number 2, that's Howater Paul, doesn't seem to be 100% at this stage. As Coolangatta look to exit in a good contest there with Sewer and Blake. And Coolangatta making good yards. Tyler goes low. Hoff high, and that'll take them to tackle 4. They do have numbers here. Nonetheless, a forward pass called by a referee in charge today.
Do something, 20.
Defense, Coolangatta, come on, boys.
And just to clarify, ladies and gentlemen, that is Blake McGifford in jersey number 23, Blake McGifford, making his debut, what appears to be at lock. And here goes Ephraim Morgan. Great run past the 10-metre mark. He'll play the ball for his brother Eli Morgan, who finds Mark. Mark to Harrison Lewis, his first touch of the game. And he's forced back just before the 20-metre line. Second tackle, Parkwood Sharks in possession. And here's Roberts looking for more work. A great run by Tane Roberts. Sewer short to Navarro, and that looked high. It was indeed. He came flying in, did number 15. And Navarro is not happy. And if you look to the sideline, ladies and gentlemen, a few big names for the Parkwood Sharks unavailable due to injury or family priorities today. Notably Liam Clark, his brother Torrance Clark. They'll be returning next week. as well as Minor Smith, unavailable due to his availability being on call for the North Queensland Cowboys in the NRL, as Roberts looks to break the line here. And another name, a late inclusion, a late registration, should I say, Tanira Nathan, better known as Tanira Cass, looking to get a season in with the Parkwood Sharks. I'm sure they'd be happy to have him on board this season as well. Former water runner for the Parkwood Sharks in 2019. As the clock continues to run, Roberts will play the ball right outside the goal line. Sewer. Mark finds McGifford. McGifford will go himself and find himself in a good tackle on his back. 10 metres out of the Sharkies. Lewis, Mark. Kupi Ta'ala. Intercepted by the Coolangatta offence, and once again the Parkwood Sharks find themselves on defence, taken in a good tackle by Eli Morgan. And they put it down. And again, this is what the Parkwood Sharks need. They need something. They need to capitalise on these opportunities. They need to turn these mistakes from Coolangatta into points. Ta'ala finds Eli one off the ruck, and he'll take it for the first tackle. He busts the first. It takes a few to get him down. Morgan, taken in a good tackle by the Coolangatta defence. He'll play the ball for the second. Sewer, looking for Navarro, and Navarro taken in big good contact. My goodness, if that even is a description. Big contact with Axel Navarro. Sewer again. Jaron Morgan finds Lewis.